All right, so in this episode, I'm going to be talking real quick about purely positive trainers. Now, not to bash on any positive trainers at all, but I'm going to talk about a situation that came up that involved somebody I know who uses tools and is a very good trainer, and a purely positive trainer that he's currently dealing with. And this is, I'm telling you this not to, and I'm going to keep the identities obviously anonymous. I'm not going to air anybody's laundry out. But I wanted to discuss the situation that has taken place and is currently taking place with this person that I know, just to give you an idea of how crazy people are. Not because this person is a purely positive person, the one my friend is dealing with, but just because people are just crazy. People are just insane. So I'm going to go over it real quick. So this guy reached out to me, right? He's somebody I've known for years. And he essentially tells me that, and I'm not gonna even give you too many details of the situation because dog training is a very small world, as some of you guys know, and I don't want this to get narrowed down and then possibly there be some sort of misinformation where people think I'm talking about somebody I'm not actually talking about. So I'm gonna keep the details vague for that purpose. So what happened essentially was this guy is training, right? He's actually doing a competition in a particular dog sport, and he does amazing because he's a good trainer. Okay, he's a good trainer, and his dogs have a nice, happy attitude. But he also uses training tools. So he is what in dog training lingo we would call a balanced trainer. So as he's doing this, he's doing these events. A person approached him who is purely positive, asked him some questions about his training and about, his dogs looked amazing. And so this person then asked my friend if she could train with him. My friend's being a very good, generous person that he is, said, yes, you can definitely train with us. This is where things then get a little bit strange. Okay, not strange, but this is where things just reveal the quality and the character of certain people. So when this person then started training with my friend, right? They're training. Well, the person starts using tools. Now, this person is a self-proclaimed purely positive trainer. Okay, this was understood from the beginning. But when this person trains with my friend, this person uses training tools. And my friend tells me, he's like, it was obvious that her dog understood the tools. The collar, the e-collar, the prong. It was obvious. You could tell that the dog you could tell she had used these tools before. And based on her timing, it was obvious that she wasn't new at it. But anyway, so my friend just tells me, I figured that this purely positive trainer basically wanted to learn how to do it the right way. But that wasn't the case. What happened was this person essentially maintained two personalities or two different egos. There was the person she was when she trained with my friend, when she would use the training tools, and then outside of the walls of this group, she is a very vocal activist against the tools that she uses when she trains with my friend. So on one side, she is using the tools like normal, but then on the other side, and this is where my friend was able to, see that, like he saw it. They're already working it out. And the only reason he contacted me, he's not trying to give me any drama. We're not bullshitting, shooting the shit and saying, oh my God, these people do this. Nothing like that at all. He just asked me for some advice. And as he was telling me this, I just couldn't believe it. And there are some details that I'm leaving out because, he's asking me for some specific assistance regarding the situation. And it's stuff that is not important for for the story that I'm telling you. But essentially, that to me, it just baffles me. How does somebody go, hey, I love the way your dogs look. You are a good trainer. Your dogs look amazing. Can I train with you? Yes. Okay, let's train. She's using the e-collar. She's using prong collar. She's using corrections. She's using pressure. Right. Her dog is performing. Everything's good. But on the other side, like when she steps out, this person's being very vocal and very anti-tool and very pro-banning of tools. Just a very active pro-banning of these tools that she uses when nobody's watching. So I gave him some advice. Basically, we were thinking the same thing, and now he's taking care of the situation. But that is crazy. So I told him, I told him this, and I will quote you. This is something I did say. So I said, if she's okay being open about the hypocrisy, that is a problem. Okay, people who are very open and comfortable being hypocritical to your face, to me, they're somewhat unstable, and I believe that. Okay, this is outside of the outside of what I told him. If a person is that, because she was told about this, so it's not like my friend didn't know. She was so open about her disdain for these tools that she uses that she didn't see anything wrong with her training with the e-collar and with the prong and with the tools that she needs to use. She has no problem training with that, but then also she has zero issues on the same week banning and bashing those tools and being active about trying to ban them and supporting the banning of these tools on a different platform. And she sees nothing wrong with that. And so my friend told her, hey, how could you be doing this? And the person apparently is okay with it. Like, she doesn't see anything wrong with it. So what I told him, look, if somebody is that comfortable, okay, so open and comfortable being hypocritical like that to your face, they're unstable, in my opinion, and from my experience. Okay, I personally have dealt with that. I've dealt with people finding it okay, training with me, getting my assistance, having me helping them out. But then the same person would just go out of their way and fabricate lies about my character. And so that, to me, and this person, I'm telling you about this person that I know, and this person is mentally unstable. As I got to know more about this person, the blatant lies that she went and spread to other people. Okay, some of my friends, like she would tell them these horrible just fabrications that were just out of nowhere, but in her mind, she genuinely believes them. And then the same person would be okay training with me, and being all cool, but then when I wasn't there, perfectly okay, saying all kinds of horror stories about what kind of person I was. So to me, that's a red flag. People are not normally like that, right? There's usually some consistency with people's character, meaning if you're an asshole, you're probably consistently an asshole. If you're a good person, you're probably consistently a good person. Doesn't mean you're perfect, but you're consistently the way you normally are. But when people are one way and they're a complete 180 with their personality, that, to me, from my experience, I've seen people like that. There is something wrong with them. And so there are people like that in everywhere, in every walk of life. dog training being a small world, we seem to see more of it. And it's not because there are more of them here, it's because it's a smaller world. So you see them and you recognize them and you run into them a little bit more frequently than you would otherwise because it's a small world. So when people are like that, to me, I don't want anything to do with them. Okay, I don't care how nice they are when they are nice. I want nothing to do with. I'm going to get as far away from them as possible. I'll be I'll be civil. I'll smile, but I'm not hanging out. I'm not doing any of that because and I'm not even talking shit about that. I'm not even going to go, "Hey, just be careful with this person." Nope. I want nothing to do with that. I'm as far away from that situation. That's essentially what I told my friend. I was like, "Hey, you got to be careful with people like that being so blatantly comfortable telling you that, oh, I love the way you training with you and doing a certain way. And then the next day, putting on a different hat and saying, oh, these tools are horrible. They need to be banned. That to me screams mental issues. So I told him, normal people are not comfortable being like that. And so I said, my sincerest advice is get as far away from people like that. They vibrate at a very low frequency, is what I told them, and I strongly believe that. They will drag you down in some way, shape, or form. And technically, this person has already dragged you down by adding unnecessary stress to your life. Okay, you gave her the opportunity, right? And you brought it up. Like he actually brought it up. Okay, he confronted her about it and shows no remorse. I'd be mortified. Like if that was me and somebody told me, "Hey, I noticed that you're training with me a certain way, but then later you're very vocal about banning these tools and how horrible it is to use these type of tools and train this way." If somebody called me out like that, I don't know if I'd be able to like pick up my head. My jaw would drop and I just try to bury my head in the sand. Honestly, that's how crazy to me that is. That this person was just like nothing. It was like, yeah, I'll just kind of keep doing my own thing. How could you possibly not even find it in yourself to be slightly ashamed of that? So I told him, she technically has already, kind of brought you down a little bit by adding this unnecessary stress. You brought it up to her. And you gave her the opportunity to rectify it. And she showed no remorse. You've done everything possible to maintain harmony. And she has no problem shitting all over it, taking a big dump on your efforts. So I told him, get as far away from this person as possible. And so he agrees, and that's crazy. But purely positive or not, by the way, the person that I told you about, my experience, this wasn't a purely positive trainer, so I'm not trying to isolate the issue with purely positive trainers. I'm not trying to make a connection to that. That just happens to be this type of person. When I experienced it, this wasn't a purely positive trainer. When I experienced it, it was a person that uses training tools. And so it doesn't matter what you subscribe to, what kind of trainer you are. What matters is when there is no consistency in your character, that is a problem. When you identify that, get away from them.